Hey guys, it's been a while since I got on my phone to talk to you in person as a group, but we're getting really close now to June the 1st when we're transitioning, and there's been quite a lot of stuff to say. I've been busy trying to bring something that I feel is really going to reimagine the way that we practice yoga and offer something completely different to what's already out there. And hopefully you're kind of starting to come on board a little bit with what this looks like and feels like. I've just sent out another email today, and we've got some good news in that we've got another evening class at Mode Movement in person on a Tuesday evening. That's going to be 5:30 to 6:30. So now we've got 2 in-person evening classes in person, and then we've got the 2 evening online streamed classes live. And I know there's been kind of like lots of, questions about how people can do that. I know some of you have got some really restricted spacing. A few ideas that have come up, which I love. And I love how some of you are all kind of thinking outside the box and trying to, also reimagine how you approach your practice. And one of those ideas is to start to share space. Now the app, which a lot of you are already in, the Mighty Networks app, which is called the Yoga Local app, where we have all that opportunity to connect and go deeper into practice. This is the time for that place to shine. You can connect in that space. You can on an individual basis. You don't have to do an all points bulletin to everyone. But if you can offer space to someone, a friend, and you want to connect in your own way on those days where you would normally, but we don't physically have a space for me to bring you all together. How about you offer your space to someone who you enjoy doing your practice with? And you can do all those kinds of things inside the app. And I'm really aware that the app has been something that I've been offering you for a long time. Since COVID 2021 was when I signed up for this app. It's got so much more potential. You could be taking so much more out of it, and this is what I'm hoping to develop over time. So some of you are in there, and I think maybe not taking full advantage of it. I could also be more present in there when I'm not kind of so split trying to do in-person classes. And it's about using that space and using technology that in a way that is sustaining and supporting us. I know some of you have also raised kind of issues about being on a device. Well, it's the nature of being in this modern world, right? And we can either choose to use our technology for something that is positive, that's going to bring us together into an environment with people who can raise our vibration, as opposed to being in social media on Instagram and Facebook or other ways of being on your device, which we're all guilty of. If we weren't using that so much and using the technology such as the app, where you're free from social media, you're not going to get drawn down a rabbit hole and triggered into something else. You're just going to be in a community full of people who are all wanting to do the same thing, which is feel healthy, feel more robust, have connection. I really want us to maintain this beautiful community that we've built in person and extend it into some kind of online experience that's healthy and nurturing and can bring us together in moments of in-person time. So whether that's in an in-person class over at Mode Movement when you can, but also if there's opportunities for me to create pop-ups, I'm thinking of this Sunday every maybe 6 weeks or so, 2-hour yin session or whatever it is that you want to do, and then having coffee and cake, and we can just be a bit more flexible about when these things happen, and also start to use the technology to bring us together. So you've got to be in that space in order to take full advantage of the community that you've got, the materials that I will be putting in The sadhana practice, if you decide to be a sadhana member, is going to be something that I've never offered before, but it's been in the back of my head for a long time now. And what it's all stemming from is the app has everything in there, honestly, that you could ever possibly need to practice on a daily basis. But what we're missing is that progression and that being led and guided from one space to another. And what I've been hearing is that often it's just a bit too overwhelming, like to sort it out and figure it out for yourself, right? So although that information is in there, it's about bringing it together in a way that you can absorb and you can digest and move through in a way that's not going to become overwhelming. So that is the purpose of doing these 40-day kind of sadhanas, daily practices. And don't panic, because I'm not expecting everyone to suddenly become a daily practitioner. But what would be lovely is that if we were all kind of accessing some kind of spiritual practice or connecting into ourselves on a daily basis, and keep feeding that fire, right, that guides us and moves us into new potential, breaks us out of constricted and limited ways of doing and being, brings us together as a community of like-minded people who want the same thing but are struggling to find that and access that anywhere else. This broadens the scope of what I can offer. As much as I love being in person with you guys too, there's only one of me, and it's time now. Like, I feel I'm being shifted into really trying to get this off the ground, and while honoring that I still love being around you guys and being in person, but also if we're really going to be able to maximize what I know and me being able to bring that forward, I've got to find a way to do that brings more of you in. This is an evolving space. I've got a very solid idea of what the purpose is. Bring us more into committed daily practice, up level our level of awareness, have more robust relationships, be more focused and alive and alert, have better friendships that actually nurture us and nourish us. But also, like, there's aspects of what I do here which I love, like giving you like a strength class, and now I'll be wanting to bring more of the yin practice in as well. At the moment I can do one class, maybe 2 classes a week, and 12 of you can show up maximum. If I can start delivering that in a way that you can access more frequently and at your time, then my energy is kind of being used in a much more effective way. And and I'm not saying that there's never going to be an opportunity to do a strength class in person. One of the ideas that I've been thinking of is, I'm going to have to record these classes. So if I have a space where there's room for a couple of you to come, and I'm still kind of feeling out my own space where I'm going to record. But if there's space for, some of you to come and be in that space while I record the classes, then that's something that I'm definitely going to be thinking of offering. But, we've got to kind of remember that this space will only grow and evolve if we've got the people in there that, I want to ride this journey with me. So it's I think it's a really exciting time. I think we're all being called to kind of keep changing, keep evolving all the time. This is so in line with yogic teaching, right? And I feel we're all kind of being called to just just think outside the box. How is this of value? Why is this of value? And how can we all work together to really grow something that could be phenomenal and so much and reach so many more people? So I guess I'm trying to say this is a dream. I'm hoping that you'll trust me enough to buy into that dream, to be a bit more flexible for the time being around what that looks like. I know you've got lots of questions. I will attach a little FAQ kind of to this video, otherwise it will probably go on for hours, and it's already coming up to 10 minutes. But just to know that I am listening to the feedback of what you want, and how this kind of makes things a little, tricky. I'm going to be looking at ironing out the friction points, the things that kind of irritate you about the app, the overwhelm, maybe the accessing. Tell me what your current experience is, because that will be really helpful. I'm speaking to an expert on the app on Tuesday evening, and if I can bring those to her, I will. I want to make this experience so kind of effortless for us all. It might take a while to get to that, but it's definitely my goal to bring us into an app space that is just going to serve us so completely, and then have all this in-person stuff going on as an option as well. So I'm hoping you're sensing my desire to make this the best experience possible, and answer all your questions. There's also this part of me that is honestly trying to make this business and what I do more sustainable, not just for you, but for me too. And everything's been nudging me to pay attention to that. There's only so much you can give of yourself, and it has to, whatever I'm putting out there has to nurture and nourish myself as much as it nourishes you. And I'm hoping you can appreciate that, and that's why, and also kind of the reasoning behind why things need to move the way they need to move to. I'm loving all the support. Thank you so much for all the messages. I want to be a founder. What do I do? Even though the questions can be quite intimidating and overwhelming, I want your questions, and I want you to feel heard in this, and I will carry you with me as much as I can. So don't be afraid to, if you're still kind of on the fence, still got some concerns, bring them to me, but maybe email me them rather than bringing them to class, so that I can better answer all of your questions and save some of my energy. And also, sometimes I don't always have the answers, believe it or not. But I'm working on finding them, and I'm working on creating something amazing. So you can trust me on that. If you've got any more questions, concerned about the tiering, and have any ideas of how to overcome some of the obstacles, okay, like the sharing space, teaming up with people on the app, to share practice during online streams, things like that. Positive ways that this could change people's kind of way of thinking about this would be really, really helpful. So yeah, you can do that inside the app. You can email me, message me, and I'll start sharing those. And yeah, let's build this together, okay? And I'm so grateful for all your patience. It's definitely been the right thing for me to step out of the business for a while and come back. And now I'm remodeling this whole business, and it's a challenge, but I feel I've got your support. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, I'll be in touch soon. You've just had an email. It's rather long. Apologies, a bit like this video message. But there's a lot to share, including we're having a celebration to say goodbye to the studio. I'd love it if you had any kind of anecdotes, memories, photos, things that we could just put on the wall, and for everyone to kind of share in. So that'll be on the last Friday of the month, the 30th, from 6:30. Again, it's all in the newsletter, which went out on Sunday. So if you're picking this up later now, then go back to your emails, have a look, and all that information's there. I will be a little bit more present with communication, just because there's so much to share. But hopefully this is something to help you. Check out the FAQs that come attached with this. If you've still got questions, let me know. All right, I'm going to wind up. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.